Let's stay with news around, what's happening on the country's roads, because also at the weekend, the Eastern Cape Transport Department experienced some difficulties. 6 pedestrians lost their lives in a vehicle accident on the R61 in Mbizana. In fact, outside of that, flights bound from Mthatha Airport had to be redirected to King Phalo Airport in East London because of unexpected protests by firefighters. The Transport Department in the province is Unathi Binqose, who joins us via our video link from Bhisho for more on what we know so far. Unathi, great to have you on the SABC. Thanks for your time, sir. Let's begin with this hit and run near Mbizana that took place. I understand the BMW driver who was involved in that fled on foot. Have you been able to find him?
Thankfully we have, and thankfully sanity prevailed, and his consciousness kicked in because he was the one who handed himself over to the police yesterday, and he is due to appear in court today on 6 counts of culpable homicide. I must say that the accident itself was by far the worst involving pedestrians ever been recorded in the Eastern Cape. At least in the 5-6 years that I've been with the department, never have we ever reported anything like this, where 6 people have died from being hit by one vehicle. But we're glad that the perpetrator behind bars and is set to face the law for his actions.
It's being reported he's only 24 years old. I mean, has he said anything around what on earth happened?
We expect that that will form part of what will be presented in court today as to his account of what happened, but he doesn't take it. Will be very cold comfort to the families of the 6 that have lost their lives, whatever he will have to say. And the fact that he has decided to abandon his vehicle and flee on foot rather, makes it even worse, the fact that he did not take immediate responsibility for what had transpired there.
Yeah. For people who aren't familiar with the stretch of road, Unathi, I mean, what can you tell us about perhaps the difficulties that come with trying to navigate whatever's taking place there? And this is obviously not to try and justify what took place, but for example, we've had members of our team telling us that, in fact, it is a difficult road to navigate, especially because it seems pedestrians don't have a designated place to walk over and above some of the potholes that may be riddling that piece of the R61.
Look, we cannot deny the fact that it's not ideal for either drivers or pedestrians. You remember it's the same stretch of the road that claimed the life of icon and liberation struggle icon, Mr. Mbongeni Ngema. He also lost his life on that stretch of the road. It is a stretch of the road that is of great interest to us as the Eastern Cape Department of Transport, and of course working with our colleagues at national level, Sanbran, to try and attend to some of the challenges that are facing that road. Of course, you mentioned the issue of potholes, and of course the issue of lack of pedestrian walks. Those are some of the things that need to be attended to. And of course the feedback that we're getting since we posted about the accident on our Facebook page, which is Eastern Cape Department of Transport, the feedback that we're getting from those who are residents of that area also highlighted the issue of drivers and how they behave on that stretch of the road despite the glaring challenges that it's faced with. And of course the issue of how pedestrians also conduct themselves was highlighted very, very strongly by people who claim to be coming from that part of the town or of the province as well. But of course, those are some of the things that we as a department need to take responsibility in. First, educating pedestrians about road safety, and of course ensuring that the quality of drivers that we produce and who enter our roads are drivers who are responsible drivers who would understand that they have to obey the rules of the roads at all times, and in cases of accidents that they need not run. So we are committing to attend to those.
It goes without saying that drivers have a role to play, but Mbongeni Ngema died, for example, in December last year. How long will it take to get this road fixed so that at the very least, people don't apportion any kind of responsibility to the department?
Look, discussions with the department as well as Sanral are at an advanced stage. The plan is to hand over that stretch of the route to our colleagues at national level, which is Sanral. It's one of those major routes that are running all the way from KZN through the Eastern Cape into the Western Cape, the R61. And it's one of those major routes, and portions of it are already under the stewardship of Sanral. So it's a matter of getting maybe that portion as well being handed over to them. And with their resources and their expertise, we believe that it won't be long before that road is changed for the better.
Yeah, it's a lot of lives in one go. I mean, is this a priority for the department, Unathi?
Most definitely, it is. I mean, given the number of accidents that have happened on that stretch of the road, it's got to be a priority. I mean, all the evidence that has been gathered point to the fact that it is also a contributing factor to some of the accidents that have happened there, along, of course, with human behavior, which is one of our major headaches.
Yeah. The other story, of course, that we're hoping to speak to you about is around that firefighters protest at Mthatha Airport. I understand that planes are now able to continue landing there. How far are you with speaking to the firefighters who had raised concerns, I imagine, about their working conditions at Mthatha?
The team led by the department's DDG is on its way to Mthatha to meet with the workers and find a solution to some of the problems that they have raised. Of course, at the crux of the protest is the issue of overtime. It has never been an issue before. It would be interesting to know what led to them down tools this time around, which led to the unfortunate incident of flights being rerouted to King Phalo Airport on Saturday. Of course, it was a major headache for travelers, and we wish to extend our sincerest of apologies to them for that inconvenience. It is for that reason that we moved to speed to ensure that we rope in firefighters from the local municipality to step in and assist. And on Sunday, which was yesterday, we had flights landing. And of course, this morning, they are still on duty, the ones from municipality. But of course, that put municipal firefighting services at a bit of a disadvantage. So we do not intend to keep them there for long. We want to solve our problems with our firefighters so that they can be back on duty.
Okay, so as we speak, that protest technically is still on.
The protest technically is still on, and it's a peaceful protest. There are no demonstrations in front of the airport. They have simply down tools and abandoned, the workstation. But we are meeting with them. They have agreed to meet with us, and we believe that it won't be long before we see an end to this strike action. But we do also have a memorandum of understanding with the municipality in cases like these or in cases of emergency to be able to step in and ensure that flights land safely, because landing of any flights in that airport is strictly prohibited without any firefighters on standby.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes this an incredibly important story. Unathi Binqose, thanks very much indeed for speaking to us. Plenty on the go in the Eastern Cape as we watch both that hit and run and, of course, that protest at Mthatha Airport. Unathi Binqose is the spokesperson for the Eastern Cape Transport Department.